Emily, you look absolutely beautiful today. I'm a very lucky man and I feel very blessed. As you all know, me and Emily first met at school in Alder Grange. It didn't start well for us as I upset her early doors with some harmless banter, which resulted in me making a grovelling apology. I clearly never learnt my lesson as I've still been doing this for years to come. Plenty of grovelling. Our friendship grew and grew through school, which resulted in me cheating my way through the school years as I sat next to Emily in most of my classes. Finally, 3 years later at 19, I finally got my wish and me and Emily officially hooked up. Plenty of questions about marriage soon followed, which resulted in me making a 10-year plan, much to the dismay of Emily and her family. But true to my word, I have delivered it, and now in 2019 we have got married, which I'm buzzing about.
Good afternoon and welcome to Holmes Mill to celebrate the marriage of Lewie and Emily. I'd like to thank you all for being here with them today. You're not only here to celebrate, but to witness and make the promises that will legally bind them in marriage. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Shall we do it?
Yep.
Come on then, let's get you married. So first of all, we need to confirm we've got the right two people in front of us, and obviously your dress is a giveaway and you look absolutely stunning. But I'm going to ask you both to confirm your full names for me. So Lewie, you're going to go first all the time. Your full name, please.
Lewie James Egan.
Wonderful. And Emily?
Emily Grimshaw.
Perfect. Lewie and Emily wish to marry. For in each other's company, they have found fulfilment and love. As a consequence of this love, they have drawn closer and now wish to offer each other the security that comes from legally binding vows, sincerely made and faithfully kept. And you're all here to witness this very happy occasion. This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned by law for the celebration of civil marriage. However, I must remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the vows you are about to make. Marriage, according to the law in this country, is the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. So therefore, if anyone knows of any lawful reason why this wedding should not go ahead, please declare it now. Perfect silence, you can hear a pin drop. You brought the right guests, well done. So I'll now ask of you each in turn to declare that you do not know of any lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. But if we can have our special witnesses, please, which I believe is Rachel and Joe. Joe, best man's duties, come on, back up. And you Rachel, come and stand either side. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Lewie, you're going to go first for me. I'm going to ask you a question and I'm hoping the answer is I am. Are you, Lewie James Egan, free lawfully to marry Emily Grimshaw?
I am.
Perfect. Again, to you. Are you, Emily Grimshaw, free lawfully to marry Lewie James Egan?
I am.
Perfect. Good answer. We can continue. So you're now going to contract your marriage. Do you want to turn and face each other? Because you're saying these words to each other, not me at this point. You don't want to marry me today. I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Lewie James Egan, do take thee, Emily Grimshaw, to be my lawful wedded wife. Perfect. I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Emily Grimshaw, do take thee, Lewie James Egan, to be my lawful wedded husband. Perfect, well done you two, thank you. Thank you witnesses, you can sit down now, thank you.
You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. You decided to marry, and from that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you've been making promises to each other in an informal way. All those conversations that were held driving in a car, over a meal, or during long walks, all those sentences that began with when we're married and continued with I will, you will, and we will. Those late night talks that included someday, somehow, and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding.
The symbolic vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know, all these things we've promised, hoped, and dreamed. Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, drinking partner, and even teacher. You've learnt much from one another in these last few years. Now, you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life. And things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife.
He's not perfect. You aren't either, and the two of you will never be perfect. But if he can make you laugh at least once, causes you to think twice, and if he admits to being human and making mistakes, hold on to him and give him the most you can. He isn't going to quote poetry. He's not thinking about you every moment, but he will give you a part of him that he knows you can break. Don't hurt him, don't change him, and don't expect for more than he can give. Don't analyse. Smile when he makes you happy, yell when he makes you mad, and miss him when he's not there. Love hard where there is love to be had, because perfect guys don't exist, but there is always one guy that is perfect for you.
Emily, I promise to love you forever.
To be open, honest and faithful to you.
To be open, honest and faithful to you.
To support your dreams.
To support your dreams.
And to respect your thoughts and feelings.
To respect your thoughts and feelings.
I promise to stand with you.
I promise to stand with you.
As we share this life.
As we share this life.
And cherish the memories.
And cherish the memories.
We make together.
We make together.
I promise.
I promise
that I will always try to make our love and friendship last.
I
trust that our marriage will remain strong.
Come on.
Oh God, no. Will remain strong.
And look to our future together. With hope, happiness and joy. May we treasure this day. And never allow anything. To change the feelings. We share for each other. So we've now come to the exchange of rings, which is the traditional way of sealing the vows that you have just made. Your wedding ring is an unbroken circle, symbolising everlasting love, and is the outward sign of the lifelong promises that you've just made to each other. So Joe, I need your services again if you don't mind. You're a very busy man.
At least
Are you doing the speeches as well?
At least you stood up this time.
That's right, so you just open that box, and Lewie, do you want to take out Emily's ring for me?
I'll drop it.
Are you going to place it partway onto her ring finger? And you're going to repeat these words after me, but you're saying them to Emily. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
As a symbol.
As a symbol.
Of our marriage.
Our marriage.
And a token.
And a token.
Of my love for you.
Of my love for you.
And nice and gently, just pop it all the way onto her finger. Gently though.
I ain't got a gentle bone in my body.
Perfect. Emily, do you want to take Lewie's ring and place it partway onto his ring finger? Thanks, Joe. You can sit down now.
That's one.
You're going to repeat these words after me. Say them to Lewie. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol
as a symbol
of our marriage
of our marriage
and a token
and a token
of my love for
of
you.
my love for you.
And with equal force, put it on his finger.
It won't fit.
Why was too big?
I'm sweating.
You're on.
Yeah.
We're done.
Today forms a milestone in your lives together. You've publicly declared your love and commitment to each other, and you've changed your status in the eyes of the law. It's another experience in your lives brought about through your relationship, from the very first time that you met, through the great times, and the memories and achievements that you've made individually and together. Your marriage cements what has gone before and supports what lies ahead. So let today be another memory and achievement in your lives together, which will bring you strength in times of weakness, comfort in times of sadness, but above all, hope, happiness and joy.
I just wanna be your morning light, and the sun come up with you by my side. I just wanna be your morning light. Fire burns down and the embers slow, but I never get cold when it's you I hold. When the fire burns down and the embers slow, universe. I just wanna be your morning light. And the sun come up with you by my side. I just wanna be your morning light.
Lewie and Emily, you've made a declaration prescribed by law. You've made a solemn and binding contract with each other in the presence of your witnesses, family and friends. You symbolised your marriage by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings. So it's my great privilege and pleasure to tell you, you are now legally married. You are husband and wife. Lewie, do you know what comes next? It's time to give your beautiful bride
Give her a kiss.
He means it.
Oh, you want one?
Just want to welcome all family and friends. I'd like to thank you all for helping to celebrate this special day. And I'm sure you will all agree how gorgeous that Emily looked today. Yeah. I've also got to say, Lewie scrubbed up pretty good as well, didn't he? Yeah.
Emily and I would like to thank you all for coming today and sharing our special day with us. It wouldn't be the same without you guys. Also, massive thanks for the Australian lot for making the long trip. Really appreciate it. It must have been a real difficult, stressful journey, especially with the little ones, and obviously Bethany. I'm sure you all know, but if you didn't, Matthew is suffering from horrendous jet lag, so please excuse him for repeating himself all night.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents. My name is Joe, and despite my inability to read and speak in public, Lewie has asked me to be his best man. However, whilst attempting to write the speech, I received some advice that it should last no longer than the groom takes in bed. So, on that note, I give you Miss normally Joe.
Big thanks to my mum and dad, Emily's mum Kath, Emily's dad, Eddie and Joseph for not helping out just with the wedding, but also for everything else. Now that me and Emily are married, I hope my mum will finally teach Emily how to wash and iron my clothes.
Before I start properly, I'd just like to lay down a couple of rules. Firstly, no heckling please, Gino. I know it's your first day invite. Don't make it be the last. And secondly, if you do have a mobile phone, please leave it switched on to keep yourself entertained. I'm sure you'll all agree it's been an emotional one. Even the cake's in tears.
Over the years, being a bit of a typical bloke, I thought I'd mastered the art of getting away with doing fuck all. I've been getting away with doing the bare minimum for quite some time, and up until recently, I thought I had it down to a T. I've now been completely rumbled. Emily, I know I've tested your patience so much at times, so thank you for all the running about you've done, all the effort and troubles you've gone through to making this a special day. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Also, thanks to everyone who has helped out and contributed today, it means a lot. Special thanks to Jodie, who has done a fantastic job with the invites and all the table arrangements. I know me and Emily are so laid back at times, it must have been very frustrating, so thank you very much.
Gemma, Vanessa, Leah May, Rachel and Beth for the excellent way in which they have conducted themselves, carried out their duties. Yeah.
Emily, you look absolutely beautiful today. I'm a very lucky man and I feel very blessed. The bridesmaids look fantastic. I'd like to thank you for looking after her up to the wedding. I'm sure you'll tell me it was brilliant and not at all stressful, but I know that will be a lie, as I spent the last 10 years living with Emily. Also, thanks to Rachel and the girls for sorting out Emily's endo. She had a fantastic time. She appreciates all the effort you put into it. Emily told me she got made to be dressed up as a carrot, but I think we all know, being the typical vegan she is, she picked the outfit just so she could force it on people all weekend.
I think a round of applause in order for the huge amount of time and effort spent by Emily, Lewie and their loved ones for the planning and deliverance of today's ceremony. And a quick shout out to Winston, the dog. I know I couldn't be here today, but he's been up all night, so last but not least, a massive cheer for the bride Emily and how beautiful she looks.
Today has been a long time in coming. I was not happy to give Emily away. I was ecstatic. Yeah. So by Lewie taking on this task, all I have to do now is to delete my phone number from Emily's quick dial and also delete any history of Royal Bank of Dad in Emily's phone. Because Emily has a history with me, right, obviously. While working one day, 3:30 in the afternoon, and I say I was working, when Tony, Ben and Emily were due round for the tea on a Wednesday night, got a phone call at 3:30. Dad, where are you? I said, I'm in Stoke. Obvious answer from Emily, well, that's no good. I said, why? She said, well, I'm at Mum's and I want to get to your house. What do I do? I said, you'll have to catch the bus. And in her usual gentle tone, she said, you know I've no money. I said, Emily, how do I know you've no money? Well, what do I do? I said, you'll have to walk. You are kidding, aren't you? Okay, I'll have to wait for Mum and Mum can run me down. So that was the sort of relationship we had. Yeah. You may not know that Emily struggled for a while choosing a career. Her first thought was to go into hairdressing, but this didn't start with Freddie's. This started when she was about 4 or 5 years old, when her mum, because obviously it wouldn't be me, left her alone with a pair of scissors, and she decided to cut off all of her fringe right up to the top. And all I could think is she obviously wanted to look like her dad, you know. So at 16, she gave up her desire to be a hairdresser, and she went off to do her A-levels at BRGS, with the intentions of becoming a PE teacher. Right. So over the next 2 or 3 years, with different ideas going through her head, she then decided on a career of nursing, which we are all very proud of. And that round of applause goes out to all the other nurses as well. Yeah, okay. So I'm very glad she didn't pursue a career in politics or hostage negotiations, because one day after I was having a conversation stroke debate with her, a final answer was to me was, "Dad, you are wrong. Mum says that and she's wrong as well." So after grooming Emily to becoming master of all things that mattered, that's hill walking and real ale, she's now turned out to be a fantastic daughter. So I now pass on this mantle to Lewie into his safe hands.
Emily, extraordinary woman. Loves supping ale, long dog walks, travelling to exotic places. What I think's most important and means her and Lewie were made for one another is her acceptance of sleeping on a waterproof mattress protects her for the rest of her life.
And I would especially like to thank Lewie for inviting me to Dublin last weekend. We had a fantastic weekend. I don't want to spoil any of the other speeches, but I just want to give a special shout out to Tom Brown, Tom the Joiner and Mickey Saunders for supplying the entertainment. It turned into a bit of a lottery. When the girls behind the bar were clicking the microphones, the walkie-talkies, because nobody could hear a thing in those bars. They were clicking them to attract the attention of the bouncers. We were having a lottery to see who it were who were getting kicked out. Okay?
Obviously, recently just landed back from my stag do, so please excuse my voice for being a bit croaky. Big thanks to Joe, my best man, for sorting it all out, and also thanks for all the lads for coming. Had a class do. Just a shame Linus never showed up. As you all know, I got dressed in some terrible gear, my least favourite being the baby outfit, where it showed how incredibly big in some areas I am, but sadly how small in others. Emily is a very lucky lady. Also, finally I would like to pass you on to my best pal Joe, who I know will be panicking more about his meal not being ready for 5 o'clock than pulling off his speech. He did tell everyone he's organised a coach to pick everyone up later on, so good luck with that one.
When Lewie asked me to do the honour of being his best man, my mind sprang back to how we first met. We bonded in the sandbit during reception class, each taking great pleasure in pouring sand on Bushra B's headscarf. From then on, we shared many a game of manhunt, bulldogs and of course football. I recall our manager at junior level naming Lewie the Wall for his impenetrable performances at the back. These were carried on right through to an illustrious amateur career where he was winning leagues and Player of the Year awards at the ripe old age of 18. Unfortunately, he developed rigor mortis and caused the relegation of Asland and St Mary's single-handedly. I also look back with great fondness on sharing many a fish finger and waffle tea courtesy of our resident chef here, Gillian. In fact, I'm surprised with her influence that the trusty old smiley faces and nuggets haven't made it onto the menu today. Even the vegan choices were available. I didn't choose lamb, Emily, honestly. Back to Lewie. Good looking, great hair, and a role model of a friend and man. Not in terms of his drinking habits and exercise regimes, but certainly in terms of his hard-working, thoughtful and forgiving mentality. This was more so highlighted during our high school days, when finding God became my hobby. Whilst he were winning regional 100 metre sprints and discovering what wonderful things women and real Jesus juice really were. He didn't give up on me though, and he will soon reveal these true lights to me. A traveller of the globe, of course. I refrain from making you listen to tales of saving the elephants and camping out with Aborigines. But one thing we all know is that Lewie managed to defy the usual stereotypical traits of the backpacker, whereby he came back fatter and with less hair. To make comparison, if you didn't see him before he set off, he went forth looking like Ivan Drago and came back looking like Tyson Fury. If you do want to listen to more of his travelling escapades, you'll find him around the bar throughout the evening, especially if you're looking to head off to bed, you know, and you need a bit of a nightcap, you'll find him. Now I know the bride and groom are stopping here tonight, and I know a lot of you will be spending their wedding night here at Holmes Mill, this beautiful spot in Clitheroe. Legend has it, however, that it's one of the most haunted places in Lancashire. But I suppose that'll be a convenient cover up at breakfast when other guests complain about the sound of moaning and rattling chains in the night.
And now I want to offer Lewie the following advice. Number 1, please don't feed them meat or dairy products. 2, don't give her water after midnight. There's a film in there somewhere, okay? But most importantly, make her happy, okay?
Winter storm or summer rain, whatever comes, I will stay. You'll keep me safe all my days. All is well in this place when you call my name. Troubles fall away. I'll carry your heart always, call my name, troubles fall away. I'll carry your heart always, like a forest fire.
So now I would like to raise a toast. If you could be all upstanding, pick up your glasses and raise a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Egan, Emily and Lewie.
I'm sure I speak for everybody here, Emily. We offer you our condolences on the struggles that lie ahead, but mostly for a very happy future together. If you'd like to all to be upstanding, I'd like to proudly raise a glass and a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Egan. Hold on. Ready to go.
As you all know, me and Emily first met at school in Oda Grange. It didn't start well for us as it upset her early doors with some harmless banter, which resulted in me making a grovelling apology. I clearly never learnt my lesson as I've still been doing this for years to come. Plenty of grovelling. Our friendship grew and grew through school, which resulted in me cheating my way through the school years as I sat next to Emily in most of my classes. We left school not as friends, but as friends with benefits, with a classic leave us photo to go with it. We then went our separate ways. As Rachel will tell you, it resulted in Emily developing an unhealthy attraction in some very unattractive boys. Finally, 3 years later at 19, I finally got my wish and me and Emily officially hooked up. although I never got the privilege of being Facebook official, thanks to a certain Beth Lloyd. Plenty of questions about marriage soon followed, which resulted in me making a 10-year plan, much to the dismay of Emily and her family. But true to my word, I have delivered it, and now in 2019 we have got married, which I'm buzzing about. Emily, I never imagined you would grow into such a nice, thoughtful, loving person who looks exactly like her brother Ben, but with a wig on.